The woman noticed the thugs across the street. She realized that her neighbor had been brutally murdered. Just as she was panicking, she heard gunshots and screams coming from next door. Realizing that she would be the next victim, the woman instantly broke down. At that moment, the doorknob began to turn. Millie quickly used her body to block the door. Just then, her daughter walked over. She signaled for her daughter to hide in the room, and prayed that the thugs would leave quickly. Soon, there was no more noise outside the door. Millie quickly used the sofa to block the doorway. After a long time, she heard her husband's voice outside. When they learned that the intruders outside were killing outsiders, the family dared not stay there. They decided to go to the rooftop to seek help. However, as they were fleeing, their daughter's toy fell to the ground. She wanted her father to pick it up, but she was spotted by one of the intruders. Mike had no choice but to run frantically. The family ran through the corridor to the fire escape and then ran to the roof. But the survivors on the roof were afraid to open the door. After explaining that they were outsiders, the survivors finally let them up. Seeing that everyone was hiding on the roof, the family finally felt at ease. However, before they could rejoice, Mike noticed that the mob was standing below. They intended to kill all the outsiders. Just as everyone was panicking, a helicopter flew toward the rooftop. They thought it was a rescue team, but as the helicopter approached, they realized it was a gunman. They realized the gunman intended to kill everyone. Mike led his family to hide in the blind spot of the gunfire. Suddenly, the helicopter collided with a power line and crashed out of control. Fortunately, the family was hiding behind a pillar and was not injured. However, the danger was not over yet. Some rioters had already broken through. Mike had no choice but to hide with his family. He noticed a lower building across the way and quickly told his wife to jump over. Thinking of her two children, Millie had no choice but to take the risk. As the gunman approached, Millie rushed over. Fortunately, Millie only suffered minor injuries. Mike dared not waste a single second. He quickly shouted for his wife to catch the children, and then threw his younger daughter over. To prevent the children from getting hurt, Millie used her own body as a shield. She caught the younger daughter. Next, it was the older daughter's turn. He picked her up and prepared to throw her over. Unexpectedly, the older daughter hugged her father's neck. This nearly caused them to fall off the high-rise building. Fortunately, a survivor grabbed Mike, saving their lives. Seeing that the thugs were cleaning up the battlefield, Mike had no choice but to unbuckle his belt. He tied it around his older daughter's arm and used all his strength to throw her to the other side. Seeing that his older daughter had landed safely, Mike didn't dare to waste any time. He jumped over directly. The family narrowly escaped. In search of shelter, Mike followed the columns downstairs. After confirming there were no rioters there, the family hid on the downstairs balcony. They thought they were safe, but to their surprise, the rioters brought a heavy tank. They aimed the cannon at their